An assassin main lead who once carved a man's heart out of his chest and mailed it to his loved ones and murdered an entire family set their corpse up in the living room, waited all night for the father to come home to enjoy the look on his face as he stabs him. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I was scrolling through Pinterest pretending it was a library and I saw this beautiful artwork. I was starstruck, so I dig a little deeper and find out that it was a webtoon. The webtoon I'm talking about is Purple Hyacinth. It's a mystery story about an assassin who leaves purple hyacinth near the dead bodies of his victims that he would kill for a criminal organization called the Phantom Site, which has assassins, thieves, killers, and other terrorists working for them. But the thing is that nobody really knows who the leader of that organization is, not even the criminals working for them, and the police officer who are trying to bring justice by putting their lives on line, and their goal is to catch the organization leader. So our main lead is Lauren Sinclair. She's an officer in the police who can somehow know when a person is lying. She has beautiful pensive eyes, she's smart and brave and have great amount of intelligence, along with impressive deduction skills, enough that she could have done an amazing job as a detective if she had not been demoted to a mere officer because she had messed up in her past. In the prologue, we see how the police are after a criminal who had planted a bomb in the theater. When they try to arrest him, he threatens them with a grenade, saying they all will die. While the other officer takes cover and moves away from the grenade, Lauren runs towards it because she knows that he's lying and the grenade is fake. In Lauren's point of view, the text will show red when a person lies, so we know when she knows that the character is lying. She tackles the man to the ground and asks him which wire to cut to defuse the bomb. He says the blue one, which is a lie, so she asks the team to cut the red wire and they save the day. I was happy like I was in their team, but my poor happiness didn't last long because of drama. They showed a little part of the past where she had experienced a bomb in the train station, losing a dear friend of hers 10 years ago, and she still feels guilty about it till this day. By the end, we see our main lead, who she's going to team up with, gorgeously holding a purple hyacinth, looking like a sad murderer. Well, he is an assassin who had killed countless people with his sword or katana, but he does leave a purple hyacinth over their dead bodies, which carry a message of deep regret, and in a way, he's asking for forgiveness. His name is Kieran White, but he's obviously known for his assassin name Purple Hyacinth. And just like Lauren, the authors have given him his fair share of drama. Though the webtoon isn't finished, the little sneak peek about his past were enough to give our good amount of tears to the writer. We also see their first encounter in chapter 3 and 4 when Lauren and her teammates, Lieutenant William Hawke, Sergeant Kim Liddell, and Detective Oliver March, arrive at the site of the crime scene and hear a gunshot, and then a shadow running on the top of the house like an assassin. She chased after him and eventually caught up to him because for some reason he just froze as he saw her face during their combat. She kicked him to the ground and handcuffed him while reading his rights to him. He said he'd be gone before she even finished her rights, and she calls him a scumbag, a monster, amateur, and he calls her darling and dairy. After their chit chat, where she asks him about the leader of the organization, and he reads her like an open book, he proposed they look for the leader together because the police themselves can get to him and he himself doesn't know who he is. And he said that he also wants a pet who can tell him information from the police side. She doesn't accept, calling people like him monster. He breaks free from her very easily, putting his blade under her neck, and says that she's right. People like him are monsters, and they can kill without hesitation and have no regrets. Then he walks away, giving her 24 hours to think, and asks her to meet him at the bridge at midnight the next day. This webtoon was released in 2019, and how the hell did I sleep on that? I don't know. But I'll be honest, I'm the type of person who will probably give anything a try if it visibly appeals to my eyes, and I give it a go. And wow, just wow. I have no words to describe how invested I was in the story. It has mystery, the perfect amount of humor, action with some bloody art, a hint of romance, and the most beautiful storyline for friendships. The art style is unique and the lighting and shades are done perfectly. I can't lie, I have become a die-hard fan of this webtoon. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much, but here are some of my favorite panels and their backstories to convince you to read it. First one is, Honey, I'm home. So they start to work together under the name Lune. And while trying to better understand a case they're working on, he suggests Lauren to go undercover as a maid and look for the clues. She did find the clues, but the plan had a bit of trouble because the man whose room she was searching came in and she had to jump from the window. She landed on her face and got hurt while he stood there and said, "Have you fallen for me yet?" He later carried her into his apartment, stitched her up, and gave her his shirt, and then let her sleep in his room. The next morning, when she woke up and looked around his apartment, he came into the house saying, "Honey, I am home." The second one is take off your shirt. So what actually happens is the messenger of the leader corners Karen to teach him a lesson because unfortunately he is taking a really long time to finish his work, which is to kill Lune. They beat him up and leave him be. He wakes up and gets to work at the police station as an undercover archivist. She sees him and asks him to meet her at his apartment. And when they meet, she can obviously tell that something is wrong with him because he's been walking around like an old grandma. He denies it, so she checks up on his injuries herself. Next, the third one. You thought I was human? This panel and this one. They both gave me goosebumps when I first read them. The backstory for them is the Purple Hyacinth strikes again and murders the criminals slash prisoners as ordered by the leader of the organization. And after Lauren sees the news, she goes up to him confused and broken, asking how could he do that? Does he enjoy killing so much? She says that she regrets even thinking that he could be human for once. He is nothing but a monster. He loses his cool as he puts her in a headlock and then chokes her, telling her that she knew who he was before too. She knew he was a killer. And yet, she still chose to team up with him because of her own selfish reasons. He asks her who is worse between them, the ruthless criminal or the selfish hypocrite. I guess that's enough. Lastly, I would say that it's kind of normal to like the character, but I even love the writers and the artists. They are the mastermind behind this webtoon. And currently, Sophism is a little sick, so the story is taking a bit time to come back. Praying that she gets well soon, so I can get season 3 part 2. If you have already read this webtoon, recommend me some with the same vibe, please. As for now, like and subscribe, and if you're just a passerby, I hope you have a good day.
I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change.